Are you going through a tough time? Today I'm going to share ways on how to build resilience in tough times. Look at what's been going on the past 2 years. The pandemic, people losing out of jobs, people are losing their loved ones, people losing friends, people losing families, people losing businesses, people losing jobs, all sorts of things that you can think of. So today I'm going to share with you 5 practical steps that will help you build resilience. And straight away, let's go into tactic number 1. The first one is I want you to develop what they call a no matter what mindset. See, developing a no matter what mindset means whatever problems I'm facing, whatever obstacles may come my way, I am going to be able to withstand through the good, the bad times. Whatever is going through me, if I'm diagnosed with a disease, or if I've lost a loved one, or anything, I've lost a job, I'm going to build what they call a no matter what mindset. One of the things I've learned about great achievers or people who've gone on to do great things is they had what they called a no matter what mindset. A no matter what mindset means whatever may be thrown at me, guess what? I'm going to be okay. It's not saying you're happy, but you're saying I'm going to be okay with whatever is presented at me. So when you have that mindset, what that means is when something hits you, it means you are already prepared. You've set your mind up that nothing is going to get into you. See, I had someone say, yes, there may be things going on around you, but at the end of the day, it's what's going on inside you. It's what's going on in your thought process. So really, really think about it. What happens when, let's say, a small team is going to fight to play a big team? When maybe a boxer that's underrated is going to fight a champion. See, for them before they get into the ring, the first thing that coach will tell them is, yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, it's not going to be easy. But guess what? You can't quit. You have to say, no matter what happens, I'm going to fight until the end. If I get knocked out, that's fine, but I'm going to give it my best. So that's why a no matter what mindset comes in if you really want to build resilience. Resilience is actually withstanding all the opposition. Resilience is withstanding all the hard things that may be presented at you. Tactic number 2 is I want you to see challenges as opportunities. See, when you're going through tough times, when you're faced with all those challenging times, I want you to see them as opportunities. In fact, let me ask you a question. Has something bad ever happened to you where you thought to yourself, oh my God, the world is crumbling down on me? And guess what? You looked back 6 months, a year, 3, sometimes even 10 years, and you realize that that thing that you thought that was the worst thing that's ever happened to you really turned out to be the best thing that's ever happened to you. Maybe you got laid off at the job. Maybe you lost a loved one. Maybe you lost your relationship. But then guess from there, good things happen. So sometimes we gotta see challenges as opportunities. So I want you, for you, every time you're faced with something bad, I want you to ask yourself, what could be good in this? See, the mind will always find what it's looking for. So you face a challenge, remember, it's an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity for you to pivot to something else. It's an opportunity for you to divert into something different. So it's also a mindset shift that whatever is happening to me, yes, this is an opportunity. If you look for it, guess what? You will find it. And as we've all had, some of us have had, if you haven't had, when Dyer say, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. So for you to develop a resilient mindset, you have to see challenges as opportunities to grow. Tactic number 3 is refuse to give into negative outcomes. Yes, you've had that report that, guess what? You've been diagnosed with a disease. You've been called into the office and the manager says, we're letting you off. I want you to refuse to give into negative outcomes by saying, yes, these negative outcomes have happened, but guess what? I cannot dwell on them because guess what? They've already happened. I can do something about it, but I'm not going to dwell on this negative outcome. That's why most people spend 10, 20 years, reminiscing, going about something that happened years ago because it had a negative impact on their mindset. So for you to really become resilient during tough times, you gotta refuse to give into those negative outcomes, which most of the time will come when we least expect them. Refuse to give into negative outcomes. And then the next one is for you to build a resilient mindset. I want you to practice taking baby step actions. Practice taking baby step actions. You've heard me talk about this so many times. See, sometimes for you to make a quantum leap, sometimes you might have to do it in baby steps. Yes, it's good when you have that quantum leap, but sometimes it's going to come in baby steps. And then you wake up and realize, guess what? Those little baby steps have actually turned into that big, giant win that you've been waiting for. So what happens is when you're going through hard times, as long as you keep taking those baby steps and realize that it's those baby steps that are the ones that are eventually going to take you through the bad times. You've been laid off a job, start looking for jobs slowly by slowly. Start building your side hustle. Start looking for ways to bring extra income in. But it has to come from you realizing that if you take baby steps, then guess what? Eventually, you will be able to overcome all those bad things, overcome all the tough times that you are going through. Because we all know action cures all. So if you stay stagnant, if you're not moving, then guess what? All that load is going to come down on you. So you gotta do something. It could be going to the gym for 5-10 minutes. It could be moving your body. It could just be getting out of the house, but you gotta be in action. You gotta be in movement. Yes, lastly, but not the least, this one is a mantra. See, for you to build resilience during tough times, sometimes they say the best conversations we have is ourselves. So the best conversation you are ever going to have with yourself is the conversation with yourself. Let me say this again. The best conversation you will ever have with yourself is the conversation with yourself. How do you talk to yourself? Are you saying, oh my God, this is happening and I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life? No. So the mantra I want you to keep saying when you're going through tough times is, this too shall pass. I'm sure you've heard this before. This too shall pass. It's not come to stay. This too shall pass. It's not come to stay. See, the more you say that, then guess what? Eventually your subconscious is going to pick it up and you're going to believe in it. See, a belief is something you keep thinking or saying over and over again. So you just sometimes you just gotta, hype yourself up. Sometimes you just gotta give yourself a pep talk and say, I'm going through tough times, but I know tough times have not come to stay. Tough times are not going to last. By developing that mantra, saying, this too shall pass, it's not come to stay. So those were the ways. Let me just quickly recap on the ways on how to build resilience during tough times. The first one is to build a no matter what mindset. Number 2, see challenges as opportunities. Number 3, refuse to give into negative outcomes. Number 4, practice baby steps. And lastly, but not the least, is that beautiful mantra: these too shall pass, it's not come to stay. Thank you, my fans. If you like this video, do me a favor, comment below, subscribe, and I'll catch you on next weekend's video where I'll bring you a weekly video on Calm Be Inspired channel. I love you, my fans, and I'll catch you next week. Mwah.